What's going on YouTube? This is ParkerLad88 coming at you with another video. Today I've got a deck profile for you guys featuring Speedroids. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started with our monster lineup. We start off by running 3 copies of Terratop. If you're playing Speedroids, you have to run 3 copies of this card. This is your Searcher. He is also a Cyber Dragon. If you do not control any monsters, you can special summon this guy from your hand, and then when this guy is normal summon or special summons, you search your deck for a Speedroid monster. He is really good. Next up, we run 3 copies of Speedroids. He is also really good. If you control a wind monster, just any wind monster, not specifically Speedroids, you can special summon this guy from your hand. He also has the added ability of being able to contribute himself in order to special summon a tuner, one of your Speedroid tuners, from your deck. But when you do that, you can't special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except for wind monsters. So this guy's actually really good because the fact that he says rest of the turn is really important. It means you can go for all your crazy plays before you activate his ability, and then after you activate his ability, you can just go for wins. So this guy is actually really crazy for doing a lot of plays. Next up, we have 2 copies of Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is the Altair of this deck. When you summon, normal summon specifically, you target one of your level 3 or lower Speedroids, which all of your important ones, Speedroids, the tuners, and Terratop, they're all, under or 3 or under the level 3, and you special summon them back, which you go for, more crazy plays. These are like 3 main guys. And then next up, we have 2 copies of Speedroid Red-Eye Die. He is your main tuner. Whenever he is normal summoned or special summoned, you target one of your other Speedroid monsters and make it a level between 1 to 6, like a 6-sided die. This is where all of your synchro plays stem from, all the ones that are normally in the pool that you go for. So, definitely the main tuner. Another good tuner that we have is 3-Eye Die. So, 3-Eye Die, he's a level 3 tuner, and he acts like a Necro Guard. Now, when he's in your graveyard, you can banish him to negate one attack your opponent does. You can use it to protect monsters. You can use it to, keep yourself from dying if you're in fear of being OTK'd. And the fact that he's a level 3 tuner is good. They have a level 1/1 and a level 3/1. And the last card I run is 1 copy of Menko. So I actually like Menko because Menko says that when a direct attack is declared upon you, you can drop him in attack mode and switch all of your opponent's monsters to defense mode. So I like that because it puts an extra body on your field for the next turn, so you can go for bigger synchro plays or exceed plays if you choose to, because Red-Eye Die actually opens up the floor to not just synchro plays, but exceed plays too. Wanted to mention that. But yeah, having an extra body to go for bigger plays is always good. So 1 copy of him. For other monsters, we run the Machina engine in the form of Gear Frames, which allow us to search out our fortresses. 18 beater, always good, and gives us extra protection for our machines. Machina Fortress, in addition to just being a really good boss monster, the fact that he's a 7 lets us go for big single plays. So that's the main reason why I run him. And then we have 2 Mathematicians. Mathematician lets us dump whatever we need for whatever plays that we need to do. So we can dump our Terratops and reborn them with double Yo-Yo, or we can drop the next monster. If not, the Speedroid tuners, this guy, Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb, it's a good tuner, mill 1, special it, back in your graveyard. There's a very specific reason why I run him outside being a good tuner, though. And so, there's him. And then we run 2 copies of Maxi. This is probably one of the few decks that actually main a hand trap in. I really like it in this deck because more often than not, I always want to go first with this deck. And then between the Menkos and the 3-Eye Dies in my graveyard, it really makes my opponent think twice about taking the Maxi challenge. That should do it for all of our monsters. So let's go ahead and move these guys aside and move into our spell lineup. We have 3 copies of probably the second best card in this deck in the form of Speed Recovery. Speed Recovery is pretty awesome because it just lets you reborn any of your Speedroid monsters, the synchros or the individual monsters themselves. It also has the added ability of being able to banish it except the turn it was sent there in order to add one of your Speedroids back to your hand. So you can grab your double Yo-Yos, you can grab your Terratops to get searches, all kinds of stuff. This card's really good. Then we run 2 MSTs to remove back row, and then our 1-ofs, we have 1 copy of Mind Control because we're running a synchro-based deck, and then we can also go for some Exceeds plays with our generic Exceeds. We have 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Instant Features with Noden, 1 Raigeki, and then 1 Soul Charge because, this deck actually can benefit to a degree from Soul Charge with the crazy synchro plays it can do. And then because this deck gets pluses off of its summons the way Tellarknights do, these don't really have to reborn absolutely everything with full charge. So, always a good option. Pretty small spell lineup. Moving into the traps, we have the 2 summoning returns in the form of Bottomless and Solemn. We run Call the Haunted for the Nordens, and also for the Terratops and 3-Eye Die, you know, just whatever. And next up we have the 2 Spiritual Wind Dart and the Obbies. This is a primarily green-based deck, so it only makes sense to run this card. It's good, because it, you know, puts stuff back at the bottom of the opponent's deck, so it really can get rid of a lot of extra deck monsters primarily. And we run 2 copies of the Breakthrough Skill, and that does it for all the traps. Moving into the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of Leo. This is our 10. We run 2 9s in the form of Trishula, of course, both Direct Trishula, and the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So if Triber is for Tellarknights, then this is essentially the True Bear of Speedroids. This deck can make Trishula really, really easily. Too bad it's only a 1. I guess if it was a 1, it would just be retarded. And then we have this fun guy right here, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, level 9. He is a big beater, and this is actually the main reason why I run the Glow Up Ball, because it's really easy for me to go for these plays. And then what his ability is once per turn during either player's turn, I can target a face-up card and negate it. So it means if my opponent plays a Raigeki, a Shaddoll Fusion, or whatever the heck, I can just straight negate it, and that's pretty much the end of it. Also, when he does damage, you can special summon a tin from the graveyard. It really helps you go for, you know, more plays later. I wanted to run Bane, but I couldn't find space for Bane, and I kind of need Leo as just being a generic 10 that I can go into. For our 8th, we run Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend for Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and just because it's a good card, 1 Crimson Blader, and Stardust Dragon for 7 on Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. We have to, the main character runs it, and he runs Speedroids, so we have to run this card as well. Outside of that, it's just a good 7. We run 1 copy of Kendama. Of all the 6s, I like Kendama the best because not only does it synergize the best with this deck, but I really like the synergy it has with Spiritual Wind Dart and Navi. You send them both, and you can bring this guy back during your next turn. His other abilities include being able to do piercing damage, and then you can banish your Speedroid monsters in order to deal 500 points of damage to your opponent, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but who knows, late game it actually might kind of matter a teeny tiny bit. For our 5s, we have 2 copies of Chomper Rider, another one of the best cards in addition to Terratop and Speed Recovery. This guy is Blade Armor Ninja, the Synchro. So you can attack twice with this guy, and during the damage step, he gains 200 extra attack every time he attacks, and that attack is permanent. Also, whenever this guy is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Speedroid monsters and add it back to your hand. So once again, synergizes really well with Kendama, and it's just a really good overall card. We also have the 1 copy of Armades, because Armades is just, you know, that level 5 synchro. And then next up, we have the 1 copy of Norden, of course, with the Instant Fusion, opens up nutty plays. And then for Exceeds, our general rank force, we have the 1 Gear Gigant because we're running, you know, a bunch of machines. We have the Abyss Dweller because Abyss Dweller is good, and Castell because Castell is good. I would really like to replace this with a Lightning Shidori if I could, but, you know, Shidori's for people that got that money, so Castell will do. So guys, that was the entire Speedroid deck. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. I really think it's a lot of fun, you know, kind of working like Tellarknights but being all synchro summon heavy. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I will be back to you later with future videos. This is Parkerlad, out.